indiscriminate they. So we got into a discussion the other day. I was listening to a discussion. People got into politics, and you know that's a dangerous thing in today's world to talk about politics. We don't do it here on the channel. And at this point, I try to just opt out, and I was expecting just to walk away, just to not have to deal with anything. And the guy made a comment about they, and the term, I remember using this term in college. We call it the indiscriminate they, sociologist. So very useful education. But no, we would talk about the indiscriminate they, and indiscriminate, careless, without thinking, and who are they, In today's world, politicians make their bones on talking about they. Now, whoever it is that they are, they're out to get you. That's the way that it is. But, so I started thinking about that, and I said something about, we were talking politics, and I go, yeah, whoever they are, I don't agree with anything that they are doing. I'm chopping my head off here. And again, we would use the term in college. We talk about the indiscriminate they. We talk about things that it's this group of people that exist, don't exist, whatever. So as I got to thinking about this, the indiscriminate, the people that don't, you're people who you don't think about it, you don't do anything about, there's no, I hate this thing. Indiscriminate, without thought, just kind of carelessly doing. Is that in any way who anybody wants to be? I want to be the opposite of indiscriminate. I want to be thoughtful about everything. So take, for example, I tried to film this video last week, and as I was doing it, realized that my tires were cracked. I started having issues with keeping air in said tires, and just happened to be looking as I'm dealing with it, and I think they're falling apart. And it got me thinking, why did I put these tires on? I grabbed them. They were here. I was wanting to try something different, and I got to tell you, I'm not going to do it again. In the spring, I did all kinds of tire testing to know exactly what tire I want to run for what situation. Also need to point out that normally I have to edit when I'm taking tires off because I don't get it the first time. But anyway, I grabbed these pan eraser slicks, and they're starting to crack. And I don't know how other people do it when things don't go well. I just kind of cut them off. So probably won't see me riding these tires ever again. I'm going to go back for slicks. Probably going to go back to Terraville. I don't know. Maybe do more research. Tire testing is fun. This weekend I got a true joy. Got to go ride with two YouTubers, guys that I've watched for a while now, and because of this day and age that we live in my mind, they're famous. I've gotten to know Brian from Ride Along Adventures quite a bit here lately. Super cool dude. And then Saturday we got to ride with Tim Fitzwater. I don't think Brian's going to do a video. We're going to talk about what we put on his bike because he did a lot of trusting. But it's also on purpose. I mean, that's the thing. Is like he talks about not knowing all the different components, not being the most technically savvy guy in the world. But we're going to do it on purpose. That's the way that we do a bike. Now, if you buy a bike from us, that's the way that we want to sell you a bike. Is we want to do every little thing on purpose. We want to pick every component. And I'll try not to tighten your valves down too much. But one of the things we got talking about, and it was a topic that came up, and I can't remember who did it, the context, was talking about buying. We were talking about the shop. The shop that we went to. But I'm going to do a whole video about the experience. That's just going to take a little bit more time to edit. So I'm doing this one today. But we were talking about Otis. Let me go look it up. We were talking about Otis at the Dirty River Bicycle Works, and Tim was going to talk about the fact that, Otis likes to sell people the right bike for that person, and he doesn't like, and that's the kind of shop owner we like. If you come, because Otis seems to be that kind of guy. I got to meet him. Seems to be a cool dude. If you're in the Akron area, you need a bike shop, check out Otis. At the Dirty River. Okay, look it up again. At the Dirty River Bicycle Works. So Tim was kind of talking about guys like Otis that they want to sell you the right bike, the bike that fits you. And there's too many bike shops. And part of it is, there's companies out there that they force product on bike shops. And so they got to get rid of stuff. They got to sell it. They got to sell it. And so you might not be the best fit. As they get to that point, that they've got to sell a bike. It's on the floor. It's taking up space. Floor space is money. And you need to clear that up. And unfortunately, it will convince some shop owners to do things that they shouldn't do. Or that they don't want to do. I guess that would be a better way of looking at it. And I feel bad for those bike shop owners that are stuck. It's pressure, But it was fun being around a bunch of guys that went riding. It was Brian, Tim. Tim rode one of our bikes. He'd never been on one of our bikes before. So that was pretty cool. And we were riding, and you're riding with people who, other than Fitzwater, everybody had done everything. Everything on their bike had been done on purpose. Which kind of brings us to where we're at. So these are Brian's wheels, and Brian does a lot of backpacking. And the wheels that we're going to be replacing here in a couple of days, I'm getting it ready, are carbon rims that I don't know. I don't know if somebody got pressured into saying, hey, we got to get rid of these. I don't really want to accuse anybody of anything. It's not a brand that we deal with. But the difference in terms of this, as a wheel, as a rim, spoke pattern, compared to what Brian's riding, I like it. It's a carbon rim. The carbon rim that he's on is very similar to the one that I'm riding. But is it the best thing for bike packing? This one's on purpose, Which I find it interesting is like most people, when you get into riding a bike as a hobby, as fitness, as whatever, a social thing, you're kind of going to go with the people around you. You're going to learn from something you're going to like, you're going to latch on, and that's what you're going to do. And then there's going to be things you think are stupid. There's going to be things you don't want to do, and you're going to, for the longest time, because I started riding drop bar bikes in 1980 something. Brian, you're going to love these. Listen to that. Put it up here by the microphone. It's ringing because of the rim. It's these Velocity, man. So freaking quiet. You're going to love it, dude. I love these handlebars. A little bit of swoop. I really liked the bar tape, but now I've tried Brian's bar tape. Brian, he talked me into trying Brooks bar tape. So next year, Drop Bar's going to have Brooks. I chose all the steel. I designed everything myself. I've tried this bag. Never wanted a bag, but Josh talked me into it. And so now I don't like to ride without it. Where we went the other day, I need a little extra storage. So brought out the seat post bag because I had taken a wallet because we thought we'd go out to eat, and we did. I love these pedals. The drivetrain's been chosen on purpose. These tires, Terraville 47, everything's been chosen on purpose, and it's when I go ride dirt in Michigan, I absolutely love it. And that's what you know, that's what we talk about when it comes to bikes is buy your bike once. And that's something something I'm trying to work on here in my shop is like, I carry a wrench like this. In the top of my apron, I have a flashlight because I'm old and can't see very well. And then I'm always needing to find side cuts. So I put those all right there. I just got this wrench. I looked up reviews, took a week to pick it out. It's freaking smooth as all get out. I remember the wrench that I used to use it on my dad's tools and you'd be like, won't move. This is smooth, it's perfect for the hand. It's the 6-inch, I'm probably gonna need to get the 8 because I love it so much. I just bought a parts cleaner, I freaking love the parts cleaner. And I saw somebody on Tour de France, one of the Tour de France mechanics, when they were putting wheels on quick, they were using a mini impact driver. I got one of those. I freaking love it. Here in the past couple of weeks, it has been a focus of doing things on purpose. And even if something doesn't work out well, it seems to be better because it's being done on purpose, not being indiscriminate. In that vein, what we found out is we need a new bike. This thing is a blast. It's great for Michigan gravel. It's great around here. I love riding this thing. But there's some fun stuff that you can do on a bike. Tim took us around. Hopefully I'll get that video out very soon. But Tim took us around, did some stuff that I wasn't happy being on drop bars. And I look forward to having a new style of bike. There are so many fun things you can do on a bicycle. Yeah, we just had a blast. But do it on purpose. And don't get stuck into so many times I feel like people go into a bike shop and it's here, we got a good deal. Is it the right thing for you? You know? But check us out, stsbicycles.com. Again, if you're in the Akron area, need a bike shop, man, go see Dirty River Bicycle Works. I didn't even have to look it up. That was awesome. Otis is cool. Check out Fitzwater's channel. Hey, we're going to have the Fitzwater experience, man. I'm going to be working on that. It was a good time. He's a good dude. He's a beast. Ride-along adventures. We have some cool things coming. And if you happen to be a YouTuber and you're like, hey, I can represent American Made, give me a shout, man. Andy at STS Bicycles. I'm cool. My mic says I'm not cool, but we need butts on bikes, man.